This is a short instructional video about how to needle felt in 2 dimensions. This is Sue Bunch from Back to Back Fiber Products giving you these instructions. Here are the basic tools you will need to start with needle felting. A piece of foam work surface, your felting needle, which has little microscopic barbs at the end. It's very sharp, so be careful. You'll feel it. It's a little scratchy, but it won't hurt you. These little barbs are what grab the scales on the fiber. This is a felting stick to keep you from poking yourself. Our little canvas that we do our paintings on is a wool pre-felt, either natural colors or hand-dyed. Our paint is a material called roving. It's made of animal fiber. This happens to be sheep wool, dyed in a lot of bright colors. You can unroll it and pull out. It's in a long, kind of a long snaky thing here, and the fibers are all combed in one direction. You pinch the tiniest bit, put your hands about 6 to 8 inches apart, and pull off your little puffs. And it's also fun to use wool embellishment yarns. When you begin, lay down your pre-felt, park your needle so you don't lose it, and let's say you're going to start by placing a piece of yarn on here. Use your felting stick to hold it in place so you don't punch yourself, and then practice punching this in with your felting needle and hold it straight up and down, not on an angle, but straight up and down. It's good to have time to practice at the beginning so that you become more proficient at this. If you use the needle at an angle, you'll have a lot of breakage of needles. Now let's begin our project. So fluff out the roving and just pinch a little bit at the end. Keep your fingers about 6 to 8 inches apart, or it will be hard to pull the roving apart. Pull little puffs off and lay it down in whatever pattern you're deciding to use for your little felt painting. And you can use lots of different colors. You can just use them by themselves, or you can also blend them together. And to do that, you take 2 pieces and you hold them together, and then just very gently, just the tiniest tips, pull off little, and you can blend the colors. It's quite fascinating how just the tiniest little bits can add a lot of depth, and it's just sheep wool. And then you can add interesting pieces of yarn which give a little texture to it. This particular yarn is an interesting texture of alpaca and wool. And then add some other pieces to your picture. Sometimes just start adding them in on pieces of yarn, however you like to place it. Don't forget to hold it down with your felting stick and hold your needle straight up and down and just slowly punch along. There's no need to rush. Take your time. This is on kind of fast motion, but in real life, we don't move this fast typically. So now just take your time and go slow and punch it all in. In fast motion, this looks kind of crazy. But then if you want to add little flowers, make little balls, roll them in your fingers. It takes the teeny tiniest little bit of fiber. Don't forget to hold it down with your felting stick and keep adding whatever you like to your little felt painting here. Now, as you move along, add your pieces to it and keep felting it in. The longer you punch, the denser it becomes. So this will take a while to felt in all of your fibers in. So kind of get your plan started, and then just take your time and carefully needle felt it all in. And don't be in any kind of a rush. There's no race to it, and it's just something you can always come back to if you want to. You don't have to do it all at once. And make sure to use your felting stick to hold it down. This will prevent you from getting poked. Now you can finish up your painting For mine, I've decided to put tiny little accents at the center of the flowers. Take the tiniest bit of fiber and roll it tightly in your fingers. Sometimes wetting your fingers helps. And roll it into a teeny tiny ball. Hold it down with your needle, and then get your felting stick so you don't poke yourself, and secure that to the center of the little flowers, or whatever design you have decided to make for yourself. Use this time to check your painting to make sure that all the fibers are held down securely throughout your whole painting. And then don't forget to park your needle so you don't lose it. All the pieces have held down securely. Then you just start pulling it away from the foam work surface, and you'll see how the fibers have come through to the back. And that's fine. That's how it works. Looks great. Enjoy your needle felting process. Happy felting!